In the Web Application Programming course, we begin with a basic discussion of HTML and CSS. We introduce the additions that HTML5 has made to HTML, and we discuss both CSS basic styling of text and fonts and CSS layout. We emphasize the separation of concerns that should be made between HTML only for content and CSS for style and layout, and then move on to server-side programming, where in our case currently we're using PHP. Once students are comfortable with generating HTML with PHP, we introduce HTML forms as a means to gain user input and process that in PHP, storing it in a database, and then also generating output based on the data that is in the database. When discussing the database, we also discuss SQL injection, what it is, what its dangers are, and how the problems can be mitigated using prepared statements. We also discuss HTML cookies and sessions that are based on them. Of course, why it's important. HTTP itself is a stateless protocol, and sessions allows us to stay logged in. And once we're done with that, we switch over to client-side programming with JavaScript. We introduce basic JavaScript and the basic document object model. During our discussion of basic JavaScript, we also emphasize the module pattern to keep a JavaScript clean and clearly separated from other libraries one may use. One of those libraries that we're specifically going to look at in the course is jQuery. jQuery is a very popular library that is used to make working with the DOM easier. Also, one of the main advantages of using a library like jQuery is that cross-browser event handling is a lot cleaner. This has traditionally been an area where there have been a lot of browser incompatibilities. Then, once people have used jQuery for a while, we start looking at Ajax and also how jQuery can help us make this API, the Ajax API, cleaner. And finally, we end the course by looking at web services.